Imagine standing at the edge of a vast ocean as the sun begins to rise, painting the sky with hues of pink and gold. This is the dawn of a new era. A spiritual awakening is on the horizon. The vast majority of us are so engrossed in the pursuit of worldly success, so consumed by the race for material progress, that we often fail to notice the subtle shift in the cosmos. Like the blind leading the deaf, we stumble along, oblivious to the signs of a new dawn that is breaking right before our eyes. This new dawn is not marked by the rise of a physical sun, but by the spiritual awakening of humanity. Just as the first rays of sunlight dance on the ocean waves, the first signs of this awakening ripple through our world, often unnoticed and unappreciated. Every day, in ways both big and small, signs are given to us. For some, these signs come in the quiet moments of prayer, when the noise of the world falls away and a whisper of something greater echoes in our hearts. For others, it's a sudden spark of intuition, a gut feeling that seems to come from nowhere but carries a truth that is hard to deny. And then there are those who are far from spirituality, those who have closed their hearts to the divine. To them, the signs come in the form of prophetic dreams, dreams so vivid and real that they cannot be ignored. Even for the most materialistic among us, the elements of nature speak in a language that transcends words and touches the soul. Yet, despite these signs, many of us remain in the dark. We are so focused on the material world, so bound by our ignorance and materialism, that we fail to see the light of the new dawn. We fail to perceive the signs of his revelations. The light of the new dawn is here, yet many remain in darkness, unable to see the signs of his revelations. Consider a tree in the midst of a storm, bending but not breaking under the force of the wind. The elements of nature are speaking to us. Are we listening? Just as a tree bends in the storm, so too are we tested by the tempests of life. These trials and tribulations, these storms of existence are not merely random events. They are the voice of the elements, a call to awaken from our materialistic slumber. Imagine the tree again, its roots firmly gripping the earth, its leaves rustling in the wind. It does not resist the storm, but rather it moves with it, growing stronger with every gust. And just like the tree, we too can grow stronger from our trials, but to do so, we must first be willing to hear the call of the elements, the wind, the rain, the thunder. They are not merely weather phenomena. They are the voices of the universe, whispering wisdom to those willing to listen. They tell us to free ourselves from ignorance and materialism, to learn from our stumbles and tests, to not be like a rock, unmoving and unchanging, but like the tree, flexible and adaptable. The tree does not fear the storm, for it knows that the storm is not its enemy. The storm is its teacher, its guide. It teaches the tree to bend, not break. It guides the tree towards growth and strength. And just like the tree, we too can learn from our storms. But to do so, we must first open our ears and our hearts to the call of the elements. We must listen to their wisdom, embrace their teachings. We must free ourselves from the chains of ignorance and materialism and learn from our trials and tests. For it is through these trials and tests that we grow, that we awaken. It is through these storms of life that we find our true strength, our true purpose. The storm will pass and the tree will stand tall once more. So too will we stand tall once we embrace the spiritual awakening. Imagine a humble shepherd leading his flock with gentle guidance. This is the power of humility, a power we must not deny. Throughout history, mankind has sought power and grandeur. Kings and queens have reigned, empires have risen and fallen, and nations have been built and destroyed. In the midst of these pursuits, the silent shepherd, humble in his demeanor, has been overlooked. Yet the shepherd who leads his flock with love embodies a power that is both profound and transformative. Humility, the virtue of the shepherd, is not about being weak or submissive. It's about recognizing our place in the grand scheme of things. It's about understanding that we are part of a larger whole, and that our actions, no matter how small, can have a significant impact. In this new era, as we stand on the cusp of a spiritual awakening, we must not forget the power of humility. It is humility that allows us to see beyond our own desires and ambitions. It is humility that opens our hearts to the needs of others. It is humility that enables us to listen to the whispers of the divine and to act in accordance with the wisdom we receive. The shepherd in his humility does not seek to lord over his flock. Instead, he guides them with love and care, leading them to greener pastures. He understands the interconnectedness of all beings and the importance of living in harmony with nature and each other. As we move forward in this new era, let us strive to embody the power of humility. Let us not seek to dominate, but to guide. Let us not strive for grandeur, but for wisdom. Let us not pursue power, but love. In this spiritual awakening, let us remember the humble shepherd. Let us embrace the power of humility, and let it guide us on our journey towards enlightenment and peace. The shepherd does not lord over his flock, but guides them with love. Let us also guide our spirits with love. Picture a sleeping giant slowly stirring from a deep slumber. This is the awakening of the spirit, a process we must embrace. Imagine the role of religion as the gentle whisper or the roaring thunder that awakens this giant from its deep sleep. Like the giant, our spirits have been dormant, lulled into a routine by our religious practices. We've been repeating rites and rituals without truly understanding their essence, like a soothing lullaby that has lulled the giant, our spirit, into a deep, dreamless sleep. The time has come to break free from this routine. It's time to stir the giant, to awaken it with a renewed understanding of our spiritual practices. Our religion should be a living, breathing entity that evolves with us, not a set of rigid practices that bind us. It should be an enlightening force that guides us, not a blinding veil that keeps us in the dark. We must strive to understand the true essence of our religion, to delve deeper into its teachings and wisdom. We must allow it to guide us, to awaken our sleeping spirits and lead us towards the light of a new era. This is not a call to abandon our practices, but to enrich them with a deeper understanding and a renewed purpose. When we do this, we awaken the giant, we awaken our spirit. We begin to see the signs of the new dawn, the revelations of Christ manifesting spiritually to humanity. We begin to hear his voice in our prayers, to perceive it in our intuition. We open ourselves to the prophetic dreams, to the call of the elements. We liberate ourselves from ignorance and materialism, and we find the means to perfect our spirits. The giant is awakening, and so too are our spirits. We are beginning to see the light in the darkness, to find hope in despair. We are learning from our stumbles and tests, and we are finding the strength to persevere. The giant is awakening, and so too are our spirits. Let us embrace this new era and the spiritual awakening it brings. Envision a path illuminated by the light of the new dawn. This is our path, a path we must walk with awareness and faith. Now imagine the world around you, a world teeming with signs of a new era. These signs are like breadcrumbs on our journey, guiding us towards a spiritual awakening. They invite us to look beyond the material, to listen beyond the noise, and to feel beyond the physical. They call on us to be more than mere passengers in life, but active participants in our own spiritual evolution. So let's heed the call, let's tune our senses to the subtle whispers of the divine. Let's awaken our spirits to the profound lessons that life and nature have to offer. The path is before us, illuminated by the light of the new dawn. Let us walk this path with awareness and faith, embracing the spiritual awakening that awaits us.